next month in Kunshan, China.
Yeah,
Ari, Cassidy, Zed, and Fizz.
Yeah, now that Samsung Blue has that blue side ban advantage again because they don't have to ban the Zed and the Nidalee, they're going back to the Game 1 ban where they took out Cassidy, and obviously a threat, and Ari has been great for Ambition so far in WCG. And there we go, finally the early Shen pickup.
Yep. I gotta say, I do like the Thresh ban though, because Lustboy has shown that he's not really that much of a Zyra player, I feel anyway, so this may put him off his game a little bit, having to go with like a Sona or something like that, something a little bit less aggressive than he's been trying to play lately.
I mean, he may just play the Annie again here as well.
I think that's what they're trying to get him to play, yeah.
We'll see the Zyra pickup probably come in right here. No, we may see Chunju's Rumble, of course. He's been a player that even while Rumble was not very popular in Korea.
There's the Zyra.
Yeah, I think the Zyra's a better pick at this time because I mean, you know what Flame is going to play.
Yeah.
And so there's not a lot of threat.
Well, Jungle already picked, so why not? They're going to grab Rumble. Chunju is feared far and wide with his Rumble play.
Yeah, and Rumble, while many Korean players after the Rumble nerfs decided to stop playing him, Chunju is really stuck with it, and he has a reputation as being the best Rumble player in Korea.
Yeah. Now,
talk to the other pros, and that'll be an Orianna pickup. Could be dangerous with Gragas still open and available.
Yeah, and there's the Annie as well for Lustboy. He's going to go ahead and go with that aggressive support pick. And so what are the final two picks going to be for Samsung Blue here?
Interesting that they saved their AD carry for last.
Yeah.
This may be, there are a couple things it could be. Twitch would be great in this composition.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We haven't seen Emperor play that champion. Caitlyn would also be all right.
You know, usually if you can play Caitlyn, you can play a pretty good Twitch too, we've seen. I'll say that. And Jarvan, the possible pickup for Spirit here. Ooh, and we may see a Lissandra from Pawn.
This is an insane Wombo combo composition. Yeah. I really hope we do get to see the Lissandra because Lissandra here, we see that Jarvan Rumble combo a lot too. Get people trapped inside of the equalizer, but it's going to be even more effective with the Lissandra ultimate on top of that. And this is very exciting. A ton of AoE damage, a ton of CC, and a tried and true 5v5 composition here. Also a composition with Lissandra and Rumble that is going to have huge dragon pressure early on in this game.
That's exactly
like immense dragon pressure.
I mean, I think Samsung Blue knows exactly what they need to do here. They need to have that dragon control early. They need to get that snowballing start because I think they're aware that it's going to be pretty tough to beat Blaze in a longer game. So they're like, all right, we're going to give ourselves the best chance to get way ahead in the early mid game and then try to close it out before Blaze can hit that strong late game that they kind of rely on.
Yeah, it makes sense too because Samsung Blue right here has also immense dive potential, like insane dive potential. And so they want to take advantage of diving to prevent the split push coming out of Flame.
Yep, that's right. And there's our final roster. One last game of Stretch-O-Vision. We'll see if we go back to a normal aspect ratio for champions, which I got a feeling we will. But that is it. No more changes can be made. This is going to be the game that decides who will represent Korea at the WCG Global Finals, Blaze or Blue. Who's it going to be? Samsung Blue on their meteoric rise here in Korea. Can they close it out? Get themselves to their first big tournament finals? And CJ Blaze, a long-term staple of the veteran, powerful League of Legends scene. They don't want to go down like this. All right, here we go, guys. The crowd's going crazy, and they should. Set 3, Samsung Blue versus CJ Blaze tied at 1 win apiece. Going down to the wire here in WCG Korea. This tournament is going to be so good next month, by the way. No matter who wins this game, it's going to be totally awesome.
So in terms of CJ Blaze's composition right here, of course, they have a lot of control in that 5v5 team fight situation as well, and a ton of engage with Annie and Shen and Elise. So, well, and Ori, of course, as well. So both of these teams should be able to put out a pretty good 5v5, and the big question is how good are Chunju's equalizers going to be, because that's likely going to dictate whether Samsung Blue wins or loses team fights.
Well, if we look at his history on the champion, I'd say pretty good.
Yeah, CJ Blaze is likely going to have to give up the first dragon, however, of this game. Rumble and Lissandra together are just going to do too much damage and CC at about 8 minutes into this game to really deal with.
Yeah.
So unless CJ Blaze can get a man advantage, a sort of power play where they get a kill at about that time, we should look for a pretty early dragon rotation here.
Yep. And Blue just wants that fight at dragon too. They want to get some kills along with it, get that early lead going.
Yeah, that said, CJ Blaze is going to 2v1 in the top lane. They can accurately predict, based on the composition that Samsung Blue is running, that they want Samsung Blue wants their duo in the bottom lane for that dragon pressure and just to rotate Rumble down there.
Makes sense. Ooh, man, they could steal this red with the Peacemaker if they're careful, but there's the smite. So Spirit having to use that a little bit early.
Yeah, Spirit also very low in HP and starting Doran, so he's going to have to go back before he even hits level 2.
Yeah, I think it's smart of him not to recall right there, too. I mean, he knows that Lustboy could just walk down and stun him, and then it'd be game over as Emperor came in, so.
Oh, he's going to try and go for this blue right here. Actually, Emperor and Lustboy should harass blue, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They've got a great read on this.
Really, really smart. Chunju coming in, still just level 1. He's not going to be too effective in stopping this, and Spirit could be in for a really slow start, and yeah, they're going to back off. They may just want to take this blue.
That was very, very smart of Emperor and Lustboy to go ahead and pursue that situation. After they got the damage down, after they saw that Doran's blade, they knew that Jarvan was, and the smite, they knew Jarvan was going to be in trouble, and they will have every opportunity to hand it over here to Daydream. He'll take it, and that's going to slow Jarvan down significantly. He has mana problems early on in the game. That's really going to screw him up.
Yeah. Jarvan's actually one of the junglers I've been learning to play, and man, if you lose your blue early on, you are in big, big trouble.
So he went back and bought a Vision Ward. Bit of an interesting purchase. So he's trying to de-ward something and get a kill to at least make up for everything that's been going wrong early in this game.
Going on and going wrong.
And again, look at this, Sense coming up one more time to go ahead and ward that Tri-Brush. He has to actually stick around this time because there's a huge danger of Daydream coming in like we're seeing right now. Last time we saw him do this, he just walked up, warded Tri, and then back to go help Corki in the lane in game 1. This time, Sense has to stick around because otherwise his tower's going to fall.
Yeah, exactly. There's also the danger of a dive as well because the level advantage is pretty good right now for CJ.
This is just a good adaptation from Blue, though, because when your jungler's behind, you have to do something. They're doing everything right in order to get him back in. Corki is fine in that bottom lane, and now Spirit has caught up in levels, so it'll be okay.
Okay. What a relief. I'm relieved. Are you relieved?
I am. I think it was good decisions from both teams. A good decision for the blue invade from CJ Blaze, and a good decision to have Sense move up their ward and stick around.
And Daydream coming in, Def using the Valkyrie to get out of that cocoon, no problem, or dodge it rather. And Spirit waiting for an opportunity to possibly come in onto Ambition. There's a flash from Ambition. Dodge the
this
W
looks
from
familiar,
Han.
doesn't it?
It sure does, yeah. Flash is down. Gee, I wonder what's coming next. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. Yep.
Well, Spirit has been just ridiculously camping Ambition in this series, so. Oh, look at this. I love this, Noah.
Yeah, we've seen these really early dragons over the last few days. And another one, Samsung Blue has no idea that this is going on.
Yeah,
maybe they know. Yeah,
They should suspect this. They actually think that there's a gank coming. They don't think that there's a dragon going on. I'm not sure if Flame could actually take this, though.
Well, I think we're about to find out. It's going to be really close. Oh, man.
If they find
Flame. Oh, Daydream tanking a little bit now. He has to use those legs. I get it, just barely. Wow, that was risky. But, hey, it paid off. So CJ Blaze with that little bit of a gold advantage now.
That was really dangerous, especially since Deft still had his flash up.
Yeah.
Could easily get in and out of that dragon pit if he needed to. Now, this is a great idea because we were talking about how we know that at about 8 minutes into this game, Samsung Blue is going to be going for that dragon.
Yep.
It's how you run Rumble compositions. Typically, other Rumble running teams like TSM also love to do this, but Samsung Blue has shown that they do this multiple times so far in this tournament.
Yeah.
Now, their response to it is, we're not going to let you be in this situation, right? So we're going to take that very, very early dragon, and this was a result of the fact that they had pushed the lane because Sense had to spend so much time in top. So everything coming into play, and look at this.
Oh, they're coming in. There's the repel, yeah.
Thinking better of it.
Yep.
But this is everything. You can see how both of these teams are making extremely smart decisions based on what has already happened in this game. Nothing is pre-programmed. They're not falling back on any kind of tendencies. They're thinking, they're adapting their strategy on the fly. And this is a great, great, very high-level game of League of Legends.
Yeah. It's just so refreshing, too, to see CJ Blaze kind of starting to think a little bit more dynamically in their games. And, uh-oh, Chunju pushing up really far. He's in a bit of trouble, still has that flash. And there we go, the taunt onto Chunju. Expect that flash any moment. No, he may just not use it. He knows he's not getting away from this one. There's Repel coming down. Now there's a flash. Thinks he's got a chance, but I don't know. Equalizer slowing everybody, doing some damage. Turning on to Daydream. Daydream very low. Oh, the Ignite barely doesn't take him out. I cannot believe that Chunju made it out of that.
Fantastic play by Chunju, though, because he hit 6, and he was overheated. And he said, you know what? I'm looking at this very squishy Elise. She only has the Spirit Stone right now. Why don't I go in and take this?
Oh, here we go, and now Flame in a bit of trouble, taunting out.
So, yeah, this was a decision that he made where he said, well, I've got my Equalizer. Even though I'm overheated, once the silence falls, maybe I can turn this around a little bit. Yeah. And he very nearly did. What a awesome play by Chunju.
This is why Chunju constantly draws Rumble bans, is because he is, I would say, widely considered the best Rumble player in Korea right now. He's really, really good.
Yeah, super impressive.
Yeah. Definitely. That was amazing.
And Deft, surprisingly, has a pretty large CS advantage over Emperor.
Oh, yeah.
Not exactly sure how that managed to happen, but we do see the duo lane rotating up one more time.
Yep, and that bot turret taking a lot of damage. One more wave. That one's got a pretty likely chance of going down. Yeah, I think they're going to be able to get it right now. No, they're actually recalling. Going to let the minions try to finish it off.
Minions should be able to finish this off.
Yep.
As Ambition goes ahead and takes the pass off. So look at this, actually. Pawn going for a needlessly large rod early on here. I'm curious if we're going to see the more defensive style of Lissandra build where we get an early Zhonya's, or if we're going to go full Faker here and get that fast gunfire.
I hope so.
I'd warrant the DFG.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's totally Pawn style.
He's coming up for a roam right now. Now, there is a ward in the brush.
Yeah, but will they be able to see him in time? I mean, the range that Lissandra gains with that E can negate a lot of the advantage you get from seeing it coming early. Yeah, they got to pull back.
Yeah,
there we go.
Lissandra's going to go ahead and take it out. They had the pink ward there.
Yep.
So able to auto-attack. A good use of time, though, while she had pushed up, because Rumble was pinned to the turret. And just go ahead and roll around to get blue afterwards. Very nice.
Yeah, not bad at all. And Ambition clearing out one of the pink wards in river near him. And a minute 40 until Dragon, so we've got a little bit of time left before that becomes an issue. They do see Spirit coming in, and yet another pink ward going down.
So Spirit starting double Doran's Blades and just a bunch of pink wards on Jarvan. I've never seen this build before on J4.
Oh, Spirit getting to knock up on the Lust Boy. And there's a Stand United coming in. The Timber's stun. Spirit in big trouble. Ace in the hole. Does some damage, but Lulu, or not Lulu, what am I talking about? Lust Boy, who used to play a lot of Lulu back in the day, gets the very appropriate first blood. Nice and bloodthirsty.
Yeah, tower goes down in favor of Samsung Blue, though, and I don't think that they're actually going to be able to push this advantage anymore because they don't have the threat of Tibbers. Chunju should be able to hold this, but maybe not if Daydream shows up. Looking for potentially a dive right there. Goes ahead and checks with the spider.
Yeah. Chunju pretty low. There's a cocoon on him. He's in big trouble now. getting low health. The tower almost dead as well. They get him and the tower almost simultaneously. Tibra's still around to help that one out.
Yeah, Pawn not having a big effect on the map right here so far. Ambition able to keep him nice and pushed up for the moment. So we do have a slight lead for CJ Blaze.
Yep.
That was a very good play up in that top lane. Chunju tried to use his ultimate. He probably should have just used his ultimate and backed off because he had no knowledge of where the jungler was. And with that tower going down, they didn't even really have to dive it. So a bit of a misplay there from Chunju. Not respecting that the kill potential was still there.
You know, well, we have seen really good play from Blue, but we have been also seeing them slip a little bit. And here's CJ Blaze trying to claim their second dragon. And they're going to trade that top turret for it, it looks like.
Yeah, they're going to trade at least one turret for this.
Yeah.
Flame already going back once he realizes that there are two in the top lane and that their smite is up there. He's not concerned about sticking around anymore. And instead just making sure that they don't take any more objectives. Nice heads-up play there from Flame.
Yep. And Deft actually pulling pretty far ahead in CS over Emperor.
Pawn has a ton of gold right now. He hasn't gone back and shopped in quite some time. So Spirit moving over, and Pawn going to go ahead and clear out another ward right there. Look at the deep vision wards coming from CJ Blaze. Really using their rotations well from Emperor to get the damage down onto these turrets.
Yeah.
And also those pink wards setting up a situation where they can't surprise CJ Blaze with a gank at all, effectively. So it makes it very safe for Emperor just to use that big range on Caitlyn.
Oh, Equalizer goes down. They do slow down Emperor a little bit, but I don't know if they can really follow up on this. Yeah, not quite close enough. Spirit not there. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, Pawn having to get out. A little bit more tentative play now. We've reached that point in the game where you do have to kind of pull back and play a little bit more methodically.
Well, of course, this is really still anybody's game. So.
Oh, yeah.
Pressure in favor of Blue right now. They don't have that equalizer for a little bit, however, so they're not going to be able to really fight.
Pretty quick cooldown, though, so not as long as some of the other ultimates. All right, well, this tier 2 turret taking some hits from Samsung Blue. Looks like Blaze should be able to defend it pretty easily, and they want to get that blue buff if they can. We'll see. Looks like they should be able to grab it.
Yeah, pinging the blue buff right now.
Yeah, they're just going to probably recall, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep, still a little bit of time. There's a blue buff now, but Lust Boy is right there. Ambition as well.
Yeah, they don't want to fight this right now. They can't contest that blue buff with Equalizer down, and they also have to deal with a large minion wave pushing into top lane. They don't want to lose that golden experience. Sense still hanging around, though.
Look at this. They're actually going to grab it. They're going to try to. Ooh, it's very risky. That is so risky. And the rocket doesn't quite get it. Now a blue buff going to Lust Boy, actually.
Yeah, but they prevented it going for 2 Ambition's Orianna, though. So that was still a win right there. They didn't have to blow anything big in order to take that.
Yep. So the gold lead continues to be about 2K for CJ Blaze. Got those 2 dragons. They are down a turret, but overall looking a little bit stronger here. But this one's still impossible to call.
All right, so it is actually a death cap first. That is a interesting buy. So just maxing that AP.
He's trying to blow people up in team fights.
Yeah, I mean, not obviously as good in terms of single target damage as the DFG would have been, but the advantage is you have more AoE damage that way from the additional AP. So they're really going for that 5-man wombo combo.
Yeah, I mean, piling that on top of Equalizer and possibly the Zyra ultimate.
You got to be careful, though, because Pawn isn't going to have a lot of mana or mana regeneration or cooldown reduction here. So when he does hit, he has to make it count.
Yeah. Oh, man. If that Cocoon had connected, they could have tried to go in on Pawn. Either way, you need to back off a bit here. They have everybody in position, though, so. Yeah,
you don't typically want to dive a Lysandra because she's just going to ult herself.
Right.
So, could have gotten some free poke there.
Yep. Oh, yeah, Lost Boy needs to be a little bit cautious about where he goes back. The skipping may look carefree, but he's deadly serious right now.
And look at the vision wards coming down from Samsung Blue right now. They've stretched them in a line across the mid lane, and wow.
That's interesting. Oh, big engage coming in. Nice Tibbers stun, really good. Def very low, stuck in the Cataclysm. Lust Boy on the outside, very, very low. But they come in, they get him ace in the hole. Nearly takes on Spirit, has to flash to avoid the cocoon. Great engage by Lust Boy there.
And Ambition had a really critical Orianna ultimate right there to tie it up. And without Chunju there, they didn't respect that.
There's Equalizer. Sense gets a little bit wrapped up in the back lines. He could go down. Very low, but they'll be content taking that mid lane turret. Equalizer couldn't quite push Blaze off of that.
And now CJ Blaze sets themselves up with a very healthy lead here.
Oh yeah.
Now certainly not over, because you can't discount the power of the Wombo.
Exactly, yeah. One big team fight could turn this around in a quite an effective way, but for now, CJ
let's take a look. Sense gets caught out a little bit on the side. Now look at the Tibbers, 3-man Tibbers, and then the ult manages to chain the C, forces Pawn to use the ultimate on himself, not really hitting any of the squishy targets with it.
Yep.
And after that, so Sense mispositioning, and then the rest of Samsung Blue basically willingly eating a 3-man Tibbers.
Yeah.
Patient use of ults from CJ Blaze allowed them to take that fight.
Yep.
And Emperor has rushed Static Shiv on Caitlyn, so going for a pushing build. They need to counteract some of the pressure.
Yep. And that was after picking up the Vamp Scepter and the pickaxe too.
Yeah, a little bit weird, but if you want to shove lanes as fast and as hard as possible, that's the item you're going to want on Caitlyn early on.
Yeah. And I mean, we do see Caitlyn's start to grab items for a couple different big items and then kind of make a decision depending on how the game's going. Generally a good way to go. Flame gets caught by that W for the moment, but, oh, they got the Cocoon on Spirit. There's a Shockwave. They're going to go all in on this. And he gets the kill yet again, which I totally approve of.
And Equalizer is up right now.
It is, yeah. Can they get him? Great Equalizer.
Such a good Equalizer, but it isn't going to be enough. Def trying to chase.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. The Rockets. Oh, the big one misses. Meanwhile, Daydream goes down in the back lines, chased down by Chunju. That was very, very close to being a lot more devastating of a team fight for CJ Blaze.
It's been a while since I've seen an Equalizer that was that effective.
Yeah.
I didn't even think he was in range to do that, but very nicely played by Chunju, and that'll buy him enough time to get a turret and keep themselves in this game. Dragon is up as well, so a big gold swing coming in favor of Blue.
Oh, yeah. Flame is there, but I don't think he wants to try to steal this one. We'll see. He might. Throwing down that Vision Ward, just keeping track of everything, and he's got to back off, yeah.
No, they can't take Dragon. There's too many members of Blaze coming in right now. Spirit just used his combo to go in.
Oh, yeah, and he's in big trouble now. Gets taken down easily. Cataclysm blocks Flame in with the Dragon, but I think they're going to be okay with that.
That was a misplay by Spirit.
He
used his EQ combo to go into the pit.
Whoops.
It wasn't really him. It was just an unclear call from his team.
Yeah.
Right there is that they didn't know what they wanted to do.
I think they kind of or underestimated the speed at which the CJ Blaze players could get back there. They kind of thought it was Flame by himself for a little bit too long.
And at this point, 20 minutes into the game, Spirit has to be so careful. He went for this. He got gimped early on in his jungle, and now you're looking at a guy who only has a couple of Doran's Blades and a Kindle Gem. He's been buying so many Vision Wards, and now he's got the Oracles as well. He's incredibly squishy.
Yeah, 20 minutes in, I mean, he's basically just like a robot there that's job is to just knock somebody out, Cataclysm, and then die.
Yep. Well, he's just been mispositioning in these fights, getting caught out in the front line as well. He has to be very careful. He needs to let Chunju and Pawn engage these battles now.
A little bit of action around Baron Pit. Some wards being cleared by both teams. And Blue is going to try to push this mid lane. Let's get that moved up just a little bit anyway. Yeah, they've got to worry about top lane now, though.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a tense situation for a while, but...
Yeah. Well, if Blue plays it safe, if they can avoid getting picked, if they can just be patient and get their lanes pushed up, they still have that chance at that big team fight that we talked about earlier. That opportunity it's still going to take a while for that to go away completely.
Yeah, and also you have to consider that part of this gold gap, the Deft's Corki with his items is going to be significantly more effective in terms of team fights. You can see Ace in the hole really not doing much right there, and Emperor is using it early because he's trying to get damage down to push people out of lanes so he can continue to shove the lanes as hard as possible with his static shiv.
Yep.
But it's not going to be that optimal over a longer team fight, and he's got to be very careful about fighting with Deft, who is really capable of doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, that Trinity Force, man. Oh, Daydream grabs one of the golems at least. And they're going to try to keep pushing up this lane.
Samsung Blue needs to be rotating faster in order to deal with the pressure that's coming in, and they need to be more decisive as well. You can see that we do have Emperor just split pushing his Caitlyn right now.
Yep. Oh, they're going in onto Daydream. There's the equalizer. Slows down Daydream quite a bit. He finally gets away. Lustboy there to zone if he needs to. Tibbers actually misses. Daydream still very well. Deft on the chase. Now Lustboy in trouble. Pawn coming over the wall with that E. Deft still chasing. Oh, they do manage to grab Lustboy with the ult. But I think everyone else should be able to get away. Flames should live, maybe. There's the flash ahead. They really want to take out Daydream, but they have to back off.
Yeah, Flame flashed as well to absorb the rocket that was coming in and keep his ally alive. Now here's the issue. So CJ Blaze, they see the Wombo combo coming from Samsung.
Whoa, Pawn's still fighting it out. He needs to be really careful here.
Yeah, they're not
the Ignite. And that's enough, actually. Wow, I didn't think it would be enough, but it was.
Yeah, that final tick.
Yep.
So CJ Blaze saw the composition. They know that Samsung Blue wants to have these 5v5s. And so their answer is to do a 3-1-1 split push, which their composition is. It's not ideal with Annie, but it's still capable if you use Annie for disengage. And splitting with this static shiv Caitlyn early on while she builds up into an Infinity Edge and will be able to team fight better in the late game. So I like what we're seeing. It's an interesting shift in strategy, but they are keeping Samsung Blue split up and unable to really get those big-time combos down that they want. Now, Chunju is going more glass cannon. He got the Giant's belt, but then he built Leandry's after that, so he's really looking to put down the damage right now.
Yeah.
And also it's going to help him against this split-pushing Shen, getting that percent health damage if they do send him into that lane.
If they can delay until he gets his Rylai's, though, that'll be really, really nice for them, but I don't think Blaze is going to give him the chance.
I mean, they don't need CC as much as they need damage. They have Zyra, they have Lissandra for the CC, so Rumble adding additional slows right now is not the main point of concern. And Pawn is going to have a big power spike once he can actually finish off his Zhonya's Hourglass here.
Yep.
Spirit's still...
Oh man, he really wants that ward bad.
Getting mobility boots now because he says, to hell with tankiness.
That's right, I'm just going to clear wards and combo my way to death. A little bit of damage put onto Deft, still not a ton. And here we go, they're all coming in now. And there's a nice shockwave actually from CJ. They may not want him to come in on this one. And yeah, CJ, oh, actually a double kill for Chunju. Had enough damage over the top of everything. Make that a triple kill now. Daydream in a bit of trouble. Spirit looking for an opportunity to get that knock up. Flame and Daydream still alive. Flame finally backs off now. They're trying to track down Daydream in the jungle. Can they catch him?
They should be able to. Rocket barely misses, but Spirit has to be careful because Daydream has an execute.
He does.
Yeah, they saw him.
Oh, Spirit needs to be very careful here. Okay, now Chunju coming up. Can he survive through this? Daydream turning around. There's Repel going onto the minions in the back line. Deft over the wall, though, for the kill.
Maybe a little bit of overcommitment to getting that kill onto Daydream, but
yeah, I guess
all in all, that team fight was actually very well fought by both teams. Let's take a look at this. So look at Lustboy's reaction right here. He immediately gets the Tibbers down, and that saves him into a two-man shockwave. However, the damage just too much from this Rumble right now. The Leandry's just melting through everyone.
Man.
And you can see even with a fantastic counter engage right there from CJ Blaze, it just wasn't enough. Despite their lead, despite the good counter engage, they have to be so careful about this 5v5 Wombo combo.
Very true. Dragon back up again. Not a lot of ults available on either side at the moment. Oh, Shockwave brings in Sense. Oh, man, the Peacemaker nearly takes him out, but that does scare Blue away from Dragon.
Yeah, they opened up with the ace in the hole as well, so that was on cooldown and not able to be taken. Now, are they going to actually try and contest this? Equalizer's up, but that was another good move by CJ Blaze. It's a good use of their ultimates because they don't want to fight, certainly in the Dragon Pit, against this insane AoE composition.
And so they did end up getting that Dragon Gold. Avoided the team fight. And the lane's pretty evenly pushed for both sides right now. This is actually a really close game, despite the goal total lead and the kill lead from CJ Blaze. It's all about that team fight. If Samsung Blue can do that a couple more times, might be able to pull ahead.
Yeah, the big problem right now is the difference between the junglers. As we can see, Spirit hasn't even finished his Ancient Golem yet, and Locket of the Iron Solari now done on Daydream. So that is just a massive difference that we're looking at. Finally, Ancient Golem finished on Spirit, but there's still going to be that Locket behind. Going to be causing a lot of problems. Meantime, Emperor now finished with his Infinity Edge. So if they can kill Chunju quickly, they will have a pretty good lead. Now, that said, Chunju, with the Rylai's, has every tool to keep himself alive and is going to be doing an absolutely preposterous amount of damage in team fights.
Interestingly, Sense doesn't actually have his boots yet. He's had to buy a lot of wards, a lot of vision wards, oracles, and even with 4 assists, just the Ruby Sightstone right now.
Yeah, it's a little, wow.
Here we go. They're going really deep in Spirit. Nice shockwave. Oh, and then Timbers on top of it. What a combo coming in from Blaze. Deft really low on the outside. He goes down. Pawn nearly dead already. He needs to make a run for it. A double kill for Flame already. CJ saying, you want to see Wombo combo? We'll show you Wombo combo.
Again, a great counter engage. And that time, unlike the time before when Samsung Blue.
Oh, ace of the hole.
Oh. Snipes thanks to the ward at the Dragon Pit, and they're going to go straight for the Baron. And again, unlike last time when Samsung Blue, even when they got that, Blaze got the good counter engage, they were all there. This time they were too spread out.
Oh, Spirit, he's just so crazy all game long, man. Peacemaker, well, rest in peace, Spirit. Man, CJ Blaze. I think they're pretty interested in closing this one out.
Yeah, and now that we've moved from 5K to 9K gold difference, this is pretty insurmountable for Samsung Blue at this point.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit
Let's take a look at that again. Look at this. 3-man shockwave and the Timbers burning him down at the same time. They do manage to catch Ambition out at the back, but Pawn simply can't do enough damage to make it worthwhile. He turns around. He's trying to just peel for depth because they need him in order to get a little bit of awkward target focus right there from Samsung Blue. It looked like Spirit may have gotten a little over-eager, didn't realize where the rest of his team was, and then engaged a bit too aggressively right there.
I never noticed Lissandra's death animation was so cool.
Oh, where she just falls apart?
Yeah, I hadn't seen that one before. Because when I play her, I never die, Monte Cristo.
Naturally.
In ARAM. Oh, ace in the hole. Takes a chunk out of depth. So there's that.
Yeah, Pawn actually has the Alacrity enchantment right now. Very concerned about his move speed, his ability to get around the map quickly.
Yeah, I would be too.
And move around in the middle of those team fights.
Well, CJ Blaze clearing out some of that vision. Daydream has to back off though.
Yeah,
look, a little bit dangerous.
Look at what we're seeing right now too. 2 Negatron cloaks down onto Daydream and Ambition.
Yep.
The another one onto Emperor. So they know exactly how they're going to beat this team, and a lot of damage now taken away.
Oh, Chunju gets jumped on here. Going to back off a little bit. It actually looks like Pawn is going for that DFG rather than the Zonias too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
well, no. He can,
more damage.
Yeah, he can still build Zonias, but we'll see.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah, so just the magic resist coming in right now across the board. Going to be incredibly effective at closing out this game, and you can see Samsung Blue not able to do anything against this Caitlyn poke.
Yeah, Daydream trying to come around from the outside. And that static shift working out pretty well for Caitlyn now. And there's that turret. Meanwhile, Flame pushing in the bot lane quite a bit. Top lane is going to need to be dealt with at some point. They may be sending Flame back to deal with that right now as the rest of the team rotates down to bot.
And, you know, even if Samsung Blue loses this game, they can be really proud about how they played here today.
Definitely.
This has been a really high-level game of League.
Oh,
and wow,
Shockwave
going in.
pulls in sense. We didn't see it. It was barely on the edge of the screen, but CJ Blaze needs to back off. Ambition getting a little bit overly ambitious there.
I'm surprised CJ Blaze backed off so much right there, given the fact that they have all the MR they need to survive the blast, as it were.
I mean, I think it just still shows respect to that big wombo combo possibility coming in from Samsung Blue. And, you know, this is the final game of the finals. They don't want to take any fight that they're not 100% sure they can win.
Yeah, just all we're going to look at is Sense getting ulted.
Oh, he flashed out of it. Okay, yeah.
We couldn't see it.
The item thing was covering it, yeah, so we missed that earlier. Now we know. Knowing is half the battle, not the
Okay, well, there's one less tower on the board.
Yep. 5-3 now in favor of Blaze.
Blue. Yeah, they are looking pretty unstoppable. But yeah, this series has been super entertaining.
This whole week has been probably one of the best week of games I think we've ever had here in Korea, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of high-level stuff. And just the creativity coming out of the teams after the World Championship, because these games have looked pretty different.
Oh, yeah.
To what we saw at Worlds.
Very refreshing. And another dragon being taken by CJ Blaze. They're going to get that one easily and extend that gold lead to 12,000 gold right now. That's going to be tough. And again, we see that Rumble sent after the Shen. Pretty much the only one on Samsung Blue that can have a hope of possibly dueling Flame and pushing him out of lane.
Yeah, at this point, though, Flame is so far ahead.
Yeah. It's not going to be easy for anybody.
Wow, I'm surprised. CJ Blaze no longer with the Baron buff. They have been pretty slow and I would say methodical, but they haven't actually done very much in this situation. They're just playing extremely cautiously.
Yeah. And I mean, this may be a little bit of the old Blaze coming back too, where they kind of want to push it to the very, very late stages of the game. Very different from like SK Telecom that we've seen, you know, do everything they can to close out games as soon as they think they have an advantage.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point too, CJ Blaze knows they have a pretty big edge in terms of split pushing. So
right. They can be patient, but
they can be very patient.
They could be more aggressive too.
And they're setting up already, getting those wards down around the Baron, creating as much pressure as they can, moving deeper into the jungle. And they really want to do this 3-1-1 split push, as we can see right now. And in order to do that safely, they have to have control over the blue side jungle of Samsung Blue.
And this tier 2 turret for top lane in a little bit of trouble. Should be able to be taken out by CJ Blaze pretty quick. Here's the engage. There's the equalizer. They're going to go in on this. Oh, nice knockaway. There's Timbers on top of everything. And Deft coming in from the side, trying to do any damage he can. Daydream a bit low. Lustboy charging down the lane, trying to build up that stun yet again. A 0 for 2 and the turret already for CJ Blaze. Chunju trying to get out of there. And Blaze should be able to keep pushing. Welcome back, Tibbers.
Ambition has had some fantastic Orianna ultimates this game. I mean,
really
talk about a guy who's looked good so far in WCG. I mean, we put a lot of hype around Flame's taunts, but Ambition has really been rock solid.
Oh, yeah. More rock solid than Malphite ever could hope to be.
It's Ambition. Well, it's good to see him back and performing.
Yep, there it is. And inhibitor number 1 goes to CJ Blaze. And they are looking in prime position to close out this best of 3 and get that chance to go to the WCG Global Finals. Oh, Emperor a little bit caught here, though, by Deft. Whoops, little bit out of position there. Can't quite win the duel, but Deft needs to make a run for it.
Yeah, Flame trying to clean up there for his teammate, but not going to get there quite in time. Ambition still looking for a place to recall. Chunju on the hunt, though.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he found him
with the harpoon. There's a shockwave. They're going to go in. Chunju. There's a counter engage. Can they get him? They do get Chunju, actually. The knockup from Zyra. Spirit jumping in the middle of everything. Samsung recognizes they have a little bit of an opportunity here.
Uh-oh. This could be a big turnaround.
Yeah, no kidding. With Baron back up, too, this is very dangerous for Blaze.
CJ Blaze if they lose this game now, they only have themselves to blame.
Absolutely.
But I don't think they will. They've got enough vision control.
Yeah, it's going to take.
They're making Samsung Blue nervous, but the smite is down, and they're going to go for the Baron.
They have to do it. They have to make bold moves right now. 7 seconds until Emperor comes back. 24 until Daydream. Is there anything that Blaze can do?
They can try and wait for Oriana ult again, but...
Well, you know what? Baron's going down pretty slow. Here comes Lustboy coming in. He has Timbers. There's the stun. There's a huge amount of damage from command attack. And Blaze doing what Blaze does. Lots of damage. Baron very low. Spirit comes in, tries for the steal. Can't quite get it. And Blaze handed Baron on a silver platter. And that should pretty much close this one out, as there is more than 40 seconds. Kind of a victory shockwave used on Descents there.
Well, they'll be pushing into the base right now. Chunchu not going to be able to defend this with Pawn. Flame.
Not really.
Giving a little tap right there with the Vorpal Blade. And
Pawn with the big icy high 5 with the Z. Or high 3, I guess it is, that one. And they're just going to be content. Take another inhibitor. And they could possibly push ahead for the game, but I think they're going to pull back. Yeah, a little bit smarter, a little bit more methodical.
Yeah, they're just going to play this one out.
Oh, yeah. Got to
dot their I's, cross their T's. They see Deft and Sense coming back up. They want this. I mean, Blaze is a team that has never been to the World Championship, but always seems to do well at international tournaments
they have good results.
in between World Championships, right? You know.
They make it to everything except for Worlds, don't they?
It's very strange.
It is odd. They're like the international hitmen sent by Korea to all the other stuff beside Worlds. All right, here we go. Gunning for inhibitor number 3. And there it is. Okay, here we go. Repel going down. Paul looking for an opportunity to get into the fight. He can't do it. A little bit of damage onto CJ so far. Good equalizer, splits up the team. Ambition whiffs his shockwave. Used it on himself accidentally. Spirit having to back away, though. So far, it's 2 for 1 in favor of Blaze, and they've just got way too much strength right now. Yeah, there it is. Daydream low, but that's going to be inhibitor number 3.
Yeah, and right now, there's just no hope for them to kill Emperor and Ambition. They both have Banshee's Veils. They just can't. There's not enough damage.
Absolutely. Goodbye, Deft. Trying to Valkyrie away. Will make it back to the turret. No, not quite. There's the kill from Emperor, and that should be it. The Nexus turret's going down, and CJ Blaze, Neo Blaze, coming back and defeating Samsung Blue 2-1. They are going to the WCG Grand Finals in China.
Yeah, a little bit of a scare after dropping the first game in this series, but they bounced back. But CJ Blaze, congratulations to winning. They absolutely deserve it. They look like a revitalized team. We haven't seen them play this well since Champion Spring. But the other side of that is, I am so excited by Samsung Blue.
Oh man, I can't wait till Champions Winter. They are going to be the team to watch, the quote-unquote new team coming up in Korea. Hugs all around from the coach in the CJ booth. They got to be pretty happy about this. Another chance, and you got to think that Blaze is going into it with, pretty good. Wow, he's picking everybody up. There we go.
Should be pretty happy. I mean, the changes that we've seen in Blaze have been pretty remarkable.
Yep.
And they certainly used their time while everyone was at the World Championship to great effect in terms of retooling their roster.
Oh, yeah.
And acclimatizing themselves to the shift in strategy that needed to happen. I mean, Blaze had gotten so strategically stale.
Oh, yeah. One-trick warhorse.
Frankly, so boring to watch. And now they are very exciting.
That one-trick warhorse is glue now, Monte Cristo. Got a whole arsenal to deal with. So, I can't wait to see. I'm hoping we're going to get to see OMG versus Blaze in China next month. I'd say there's a pretty good chance of that. World Elite as well. Lots of other great teams from all over the world. All over the globe, converging on Kunshan, China in just about a month.
Yeah, the U.S. still has to finish their qualifier.
That's
but
right. We don't know who's going there yet.
We have some pretty notable challenger teams coming in. Lions from Mexico and Kaboom from Brazil. Malayam from France. Dark Passage from Turkey. These are names that you may have seen in international tournaments previously.
Yeah. Probably going to see him again. And
definitely
going to see him again. I'm saying probably because you just never know. All right, so That was a great series. What a great week of games we've had, actually. This has been like a nice sort of like return to form for OGN here after having to take that break for Worlds. We get right back into it with a great set of games from WCG.
Yeah, especially tonight. The level of play and counterplay that we saw this evening and the amount of adaptations that we saw, not only between picks and bans, but in the game themselves and the very intelligent reactions by both Blaze and Blue. I wish we could be sending both of these teams.
I wish we could have gotten a best of 5.
Really, yeah, me too. Really, really a good series that we got to see tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it sets up a great event coming next month in China, and it sets up a lot of cool storylines for Champions Winter as well. So here are the results for today. A win in set number 1 for Samsung Blue, but from then on it was all CJ Blaze. 2 wins in a row to send them to the WCG Global Finals. And you can bet they've got to be happy about that. I mean, with all the work they've put in since their very lackluster summer season, this is redemption for Blaze.
Not to mention their god-awful Worlds qualifier.
Oh, man, yeah. I don't know who those guys were, but that was not the Blaze we're used to. And so there's a list of teams so far going to WCG. I'm really curious to see the Japanese team as well, too. That's a scene that we don't hear a lot from in PC esports in general. So looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah, me too. Especially because there's been a lot of rumors about a bunch of leagues starting. There's a lot of grassroots LoL effort going into Japan, which has typically not been a country known for its PC gaming.
Yeah, that's right.
More focused on the console. But from everything that we managed to hear over here, it's actually getting pretty big in Japan as well. And of course, MYM from Poland.
Yep.
Another team, a former LCS team right there. So
MYM and Millennium, 2 well-known names in esports over the years. Yeah.
And I'm excited by Lion. They competed in the international wild card, and people thought that they would be the favorites, but they managed to not quite make it to the World Championship. But
yeah. Wow, this is going to be really cool. I cannot wait for this tournament, and it's going to be a lot of games, and it's going to be a lot of great games as well. So I use the word a lot, but hey, it's a lot to look forward to. So I don't regret it one bit.
And that'll all be happening at the end of November, beginning of December.
Yeah.
Doa and I will be there to cast the games.
We will be, yeah. It's going to be a crazy month. We're going to start off Champions Winter, and then after that gets started, a little while later, going to Worlds. Or going to, not Worlds, but like a different Worlds for WCG, I guess. Yeah.
That's right.
A whole new Worlds.
A whole new world.
That's right, with you and me.
That's right.
That's where we'll be. Yep.
Wow.
And on that note, we're back. All right. It's been a great week of games, though. Where can you go from an Aladdin reference, really?
I mean, feel like they should have just cut the feed right there.
I think so. I think that's roll credits. We're done. I mean, your chair's lowering itself now. People get to see your real height, I guess. Oh, well. Yep.
Wow. What a great week of games. I'm excited for the rest of WCG. And I'm especially psyched to see Blaze in an international tournament again.
Yep. It's been a while.
Yeah, been since IEM World Championship.
That's right. Well, that is going to